The word Crusades often sparks images of knights, holy wars, and epic battles between Christians and Muslims. But what really happened during these brutal centuries of conflict? Who started them? And what did each side believe they were fighting for? Let's break down the Crusades, not from one perspective, but from both sides of the story. In the late 11th century, the Islamic world was vast and thriving. The Seljuk Turks, a powerful Muslim empire, had taken control of Jerusalem, a city sacred to Muslims, Christians, and Jews alike. Meanwhile, in Europe, the Catholic Church was facing internal divisions, political tension, and spiritual restlessness. Then, in 1095, Pope Urban II made a call that would change history. He urged Christian knights to take up arms and reclaim the Holy Land from what he called infidels. But it wasn't just about religion. It was power, politics, and promises of heavenly reward. To many European Christians, this was a divine mission. They believed that by reclaiming Jerusalem, they were restoring God's will on earth. For some, it was a spiritual journey. For others, it was a chance to gain land, wealth, and prestige. From the Muslim side, the Crusades were seen as brutal invasions. Men from across Europe arrived in waves, attacking towns, massacring civilians, and destroying communities. To Muslims, this wasn't just a religious war. It was an occupation, a foreign invasion into their lands and lives. The First Crusade was a shock. In 1099, Crusaders captured Jerusalem after a bloody siege. Reports from both sides mention horrific violence. Men, women, and children were killed in the streets. For Muslims, it was a tragedy. For Crusaders, it was a triumph. But the Islamic world would not stay silent. In time, Muslim leaders like Imad ad-Din Zengi, Nur ad-Din, and eventually, known in the West as Saladin, began to fight back. Saladin wasn't just a brilliant general. He was also respected for his justice and mercy, even by his enemies. In 1187, Saladin recaptured Jerusalem after the legendary Battle of Hattin. This victory stunned Europe and inspired the Third Crusade. That's when European kings like Richard the Lionheart entered the scene. Richard and Saladin fought a series of intense battles, sometimes enemies, sometimes showing surprising moments of respect. In the end, Jerusalem stayed under Muslim control, though Christians were allowed safe passage for pilgrimage. Over the next centuries, more crusades followed, some aimed at Egypt, others failing miserably. There was even a crusade that never reached the Holy Land at all. Instead, crusaders attacked the Christian city of Constantinople. So what was it all for? For Europeans, the Crusades were a mix of holy purpose, ambition, and chaos. For Muslims, they were centuries of resistance against invasion and a struggle to defend their crusade, people, faith, and homes. And while the war was framed in religion, the deeper truth is that the Crusades were never just about faith. They were about land. They were about pride. They were about power, dressed in the language of God. If you're still watching this video, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us grow this channel and bring you more stories from both sides of history. Now back to the video. The Crusades ended in the 13th century, but their legacy never disappeared. Even today, you'll find people using the word crusade in modern conflicts, often without truly understanding its past. But history is never black and white. It's a story of humans on both sides, shaped by belief, fear, ambition, and survival. Which topic or war do you want me to cover in my next video? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.